Yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about, dogs getting neutered, but Giannis was good last night. They blew out the Pacers. And guys, sometimes when you play at this level, you get bored with it a little bit. You know, you guys are silly. Anyways, Giannis, he picked up a new hobby. He blew out the Pacers. He had a triple-double.
Yep.
This was good Giannis. 21, 14, and 10, and then he's on the sideline during the game taking pictures. This is disrespectful.
That's great. That's great. Get it, Giannis.
Bob Barker used to say it at the end of the show as like his reminder. Okay, hey, Ben Simmons going to play for the Australian team. Here's his quote. I know things are uncertain right now, but I've been in touch with Coach Gorshin, and we're hopeful I can join the Boomers. So first of all, I didn't realize that the Australian team was called the Boomers. I just thought it was like Team USA, Team Australia. Then I looked at the roster. I started to dig into this. I started to get worried for us Americans here. Aaron Baines, Dellavedova, Dante Exum, Thon Maker, Patty Mills, Matisse Thybulle. Here's the other thing once you start researching Australian basketball. They are very high on trying to court one superstar point guard who was born in Melbourne, Australia. Australians, here's a warning from the mainland. Keep Kyrie Irving's name out of your mouth. I know he's born in Melbourne, Australia. He's not going to come play for the Boomers. So you got a decent squad right here. You don't need Kyrie Irving. But good luck if you
I don't know if Kyrie believes Australia exists, so we should be good.
It's flat.
Oh, this is me. I'm going next.
There you go.
Tom Brady.
There we
Yeah.
go.
How many different ways can we emphasize to you how long Tom Brady's been playing football? I mean, we could tell you 20 some odd years, 10 Super Bowls, yada, yada, yada. Or we can show you in terms my brother would understand. Guys, put this picture up here. What you're about to see is the difference between Tom Brady's first video game back at Michigan and his latest video game as a Buck. I have 4 takeaways. Hear me out. 4 quick takeaways. Number 1, obviously the biggest one. Tom Brady now wears a glove. He never used to wear a glove. Number 2, TV12 works. Tom Brady used to be Tony Saragusa, obviously. Number 3, video games still don't know how to put fans in the stands. Take a look at the fake fans in both stands, and this is a 20-year difference. And number 4, no wonder Tom Brady did not start at Michigan. He literally has chicken nuggets for hands. Can't throw with chicken nuggets. Those are my takeaways. It's been a long 20 years for Tom Brady, but we love having you in the Super Bowl to talk about this year, so let's do it. There's not much else I can tell you that you don't already know about the GOAT. 43 years old, wants to play past 45. 10th Super Bowl, has his sights set on more. 100% locked in for Sunday, kicked his family out of town for 2 weeks so he can prep and prepare. So what could possibly be left on his to-do list? We'll let Tom tell you.
As long as I'm playing, I want to improve and get better. And I think next year is going to be a lot better than this year. You know, I feel like I'll be in a much better place mentally. I'm going to train a lot better this year. Physically, next year I'll be in a better place. So I know as soon as this game ends, we're on the next season. So, you know, we'll get ready for this season and then start thinking about next year.
Dude's literally a machine.
I like it.
Come on. Brandon, could Brady actually be on the verge of back-to-back Super Bowl wins after saying next year he's going to be a lot better mentally? And here's the biggest part, physically. He need to get back to training again.
Man, if they can keep the band together, we might be talking about a 3-peat. I don't know. Well, I truly believe this. You got to think about. I'm doing a little too much right there. Definitely not a 3-peat, but 100% they can go back to back. Everything he talked about was talking about preparation. How do you train? Coming together. They did something phenomenal. This is extremely hard for a quarterback to come in to a new situation with new guys and find themselves in the Super Bowl. So I truly believe it. And it starts with the mentality. He talked about it earlier on this week. I got to be 100% committed. He's committed. He also, Levante David told a story yesterday. He said Tom Brady came in the locker room and a player was crying after they won the NFC Championship 2 weeks ago. And he said, what the F are you crying about? We're not done yet. Right there tells you the mentality. This guy truly believes he can play at a high level into his mid-40s, and it's all about winning Super Bowls for him. They have the 7th most space when we talk about the cap, Nick, a resident GM, and also they got some key free agents that they can bring back, like Levante David, like Sue. That's going to be a big one. Gronk for the chemistry and continuity. AB, Godwin. There's some guys that they're going to have to make decisions on, but they're capable and they're in a space where they can bring them back.
Yeah, the interesting part about this, Brandon, is that it's Brady's rookie year. Like, he was on record a little while ago saying, like, he still hasn't spent that much time with guys because of all the COVID protocols. So he'll be more familiar with everybody. He's going to be able to train with hopefully pandemic drops a little bit and we get back to a more normal world. Here's the other thing. Division's kind of weak now. Falcons might be slightly better. McCaffrey will come back. Panthers will be slightly better. I don't think the Saints are going to be that great with Jameis or Taysom Hill. Then they also have to go to the AFC East. You got the Jets, who might have Deshaun Watson and Brandon Marshall lining up there, but you might have to just, beat the Jets. And there's one secret weapon, Nick, that I think could propel the Bucs to another Super Bowl. If we could put up the quote from our friend Bill Barnwell. Oh, this is brutal. Edelman unlikely to see the $4 million remaining in the final year of his deal with the New England Patriots, world's best franchise. Thankfully, there's a natural place for him to go. If Godwin leaves Tampa Bay, the idea of Edelman, Hall of Famer, flocking south to take over Tampa's part-time slot receiver almost seems too obvious. It will be the true Patriots of the South, my friend Nicholas, and I will officially have to hand in my Patriots jersey if it's Gronk, Brady, and future Hall of Famer Julian Edelman lining up at Tampa Bay. I could see them having a very successful season.
Well, listen, it would obviously make sense for Brady to finish finally pushing Godwin out to bring in Edelman after they've been feuding all year about the jersey. But I don't know, to be totally honest, much of what you or Brandon said before that full screen because, hold on, let me mark it down. I was too busy jotting down our latest obvious bulletin board material. Oh, it's back. We're looking ahead. Oh, after 20 years in New England, we're only talking about the upcoming opponent. Brady's now talking about future seasons. Oh, who cares? Oh, the game's Sunday. Let's not worry about that. Look past the Chiefs. Oh, yeah, let's talk about why not start a dynasty discussion before the game's even played. That's right. The bulletin board, put it up there, Wilds. You're not good at the left-right thing, but the camera could have seen it. That's right. I can't believe this. Tom Brady, unprompted, talking about future seasons. Let's finish this one off, buddy. Let's worry about the 2020 Super Bowl before we talk about, oh, I'm going to be even better next year. You know what I'm worried? We're thinking about the moment the game ends, what we're up to next. Well, let's get through the game first. I can't believe you both overlooked it.
Leadership.
Because let's be, well, the leadership needs to worry about this week, not about next year. Because I do believe that the Chiefs caught a lot of flack on this show for having the audacity to talk about the next season after the last season had already ended. They were at the parade talking about next season.
No, it was July. Look at these guys getting ahead of themselves. You guys were still talking about, you're still talking about the Super Bowl.
Call time out.
Yeah, well, it's February, Wilds, and they're talking about the next year. What, Wilds? What?
Get it, Wilds. Go.
It wasn't next. You guys started talking about 8 years from now. You guys started talking about 6 rings, 7 rings, 8 rings. You didn't just say, like, we want to have a successful season. You started talking about, like, 2 presidential terms away and how good you were going to be. And Patrick Mahomes up there like the Game of Thrones character, like, we're going to have a dynasty for 10 years. Yeah. That's what bothers people, by the way, next year stuff.
That's right.
Oh, okay. And since those comments, how's it looked? Because they've lost one time. They've lost one time and they're back in the Super Bowl. But I'm very happy. Brandon, we got Brandon Marshall. I'm gonna let my friends on the team know. Brandon Marshall's talking about a 3-peat. Kevin Wilds is talking about Edelman going to the defending Super Bowl champions.
I retracted the 3-peat.
So just more. Okay, a back-to-back. You said certainly back-to-back.
I retracted the 3-peat.
You know what's a part of a 3-peat? You know what's a part of a 3-peat or back-to-back? Winning the first one.
They posed the question to Tom Brady. He can't control. He can't control what they're asking. He had to answer the question, and he immediately went back to this entire offseason. I can't even give you guys any insight of how they prepared this year. There were so many Zoom calls. They had practice, and they had to go home and have meetings and watch film and break down film from home. Like, this year was totally different. So if you go into next year, which I don't believe they're going to have OTAs, the word is it's going to be, similar to last offseason, but they'll have more time to prepare towards the end of summer. So I truly believe a team like the Bucs are going to be in good position to have a better year next year. A resident GM, and also they got some key free agents that they can bring back, like Levante David, like Sue. That's going to be a big one. Gronk for the chemistry and continuity. AB, Godwin. There's some guys that they're going to have to make decisions on, but they're capable, and they're in a space where they can bring them back.
Yeah, the interesting part about this, Brandon, is that it's Brady's rookie year. Like, he was on record a little while ago saying, like, he still hasn't spent that much time with